Hey there, this is Laquita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com. Thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. So today I have a non-traditional Christmas card to share with you featuring the While Supplies Last framed and festive stamp set. So this is a really fun set. It's got some mixed fonts in the sentiments and I just love that. You've got something you can put on the outside and something you can put on the inside. Really, really great set. And then I'm also using the early release framed florets bundle. So I'm using a couple of the dies and then I'm just using one image from the framed florets stamp set, and that's this right here. But you can purchase these items right now in my online Stampin' Up! Store, link down below in the video description. So again, this is an early release bundle from the upcoming spring catalog. And then this one here, framed and festive, this is While Supplies Last on this stamp set, okay? So everything's linked down below, and let's go ahead and jump right into today's tutorial. So I think I'm gonna get started with, I'm gonna start with the die cutting first. So I've got a piece of basic white cardstock and then a piece of Night of Navy cardstock. And I'm gonna bring in my handy little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I love this machine. Got my plates here, so plate number 1 and then a cutting plate. And I'm gonna put in this piece of Night of Navy. And from my framed florets dies, there are quite a bit of dies in here. And actually, let me see how many there are. There are 13 dies in this set. So I am going to use this die right here. And actually, this is the only die I'm using. I had thought about using this one and then I didn't really like how it worked on the card that I created for today. So we're just gonna put this shape down. I think my yard people just got here. Oh my gosh, not again. Okay, let's run this through. So when you cut this image, when you die cut this image, it gives you two pieces. Well, you could do something with this if you wanted to, but you get an oval and then you also get this little frame. So we're gonna keep the frame for the Night of Navy, and then I'll just save this in my little, I have like a little bin that I keep of all my die cuts that I don't need, and then I can use them later. And then we're gonna cut this again, cut it again, basic white this time, and I want my oval to be out of the basic white, my inside oval. Alrighty, put that down, and now this one I'm gonna have to throw away because that piece of basic white was just wide enough for me to get my plain oval shape. Okay, and let's do our stamping on this piece of basic white. I'm gonna turn my oval sideways, horizontal. I'm also gonna bring in some scratch paper to stamp off on. I'm gonna stamp first in polished pink. I'm gonna stamp that little leafy image. So ink it up, stamp it off, and then turn it this direction towards the right, stamp onto my oval, just like that. And then Night of Navy for my sentiment. And I chose the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It's hard to say that without singing it. I wanna sing it. Have yourself. Okay, let's just stamp that right there. Night of Navy with pink, so pretty. All right, there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take my little frame, so you've got this kind of dashed edge all around the frame. I'm gonna flip that face down, take my sentiment, put it face down, and I just want to nest it back inside of that frame. And you wanna be careful when you do this and really make sure it's nested in there. The first time I did it, I thought it was, and it was not. So let's see. And then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals, and I'm just going to attach the edge to the oval using those dimensionals. Let me see. Okay. Just do some more of these on here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start putting this card together. I think my trash people are here now. I swear they were already here this morning, so I don't know why they're back, but okay. So 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches scored at 4 1/4 for this piece of basic white thick card stock. So I'll just give that a nice crease. Then I've got some of the fitting florets. This is also a limited time product. I've got some of the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper, which coordinates with the whole collection. And I'm just going to add this on with my Stampin' Seal. So this piece is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we'll just put this on. I think I want it on this side. Okay, then I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock. This is cut, I had to look at my notes, this is cut 3.5 inches by 4 inches, and then I'm gonna layer on the reverse side of this piece of designer paper. I'm gonna layer 3 panels of that on, and these are each cut at 1 1/4 by 3 3/8 inches. So I am going to use my liquid glue for this so that I can kind of wiggle them around a little bit, and I don't really care if the patterns line up or match up. I'm just putting them on, whoops, and I'm okay with that. I didn't necessarily need the patterns to line up. Okay. If they do by accident, cool. Okay, so that's actually exactly where I want those. So I'm just gonna press that down. It looks good. Now I'm gonna bring in some of the polished pink open weave ribbon. Oh, I thought this was sheer ribbon. Open weave ribbon. I think I've been calling it the wrong thing. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of Stampin' Seal to the back of this panel. And I want to, let me just cut about 5 inches off. I want to add this piece of ribbon off to the left of this panel. So right there looks good. And then I'm going to take another length, maybe about 10 inches, and going to tie a little bow at the top. Ooh, that tied really nicely. Okay, and 10 minutes later, now that I've kind of fiddled with it a lot, this little tail is not quite going the direction I want it, but that's okay. I'm gonna go with it, and I'm just going to add some dimensionals onto the back of this piece. And now I will add this to my card front, and I'm not centering this up, but I'm gonna add this on kind of off to the right a little bit. Add that on right there, and then we can get our dimensionals off the back of this piece. I mean our backings. And I'll just center this up on this panel. And let's see. Okay, that looks good. Just press that in there. I'm gonna bring in some of these iridescent pearls These are really cute. Let me just open the whole thing for you. I've got a mix of 2 packages here, but they're really, really pretty. So I'll just add a few of these onto the card. I think I'm gonna do the medium size. Oh. Let's just do 3 of these. Oop. Press too hard. Okay. Okay, so you know what? I've decided I want to go ahead and do a sentiment for the inside. I might as well just get it done since this is going to be one of my Christmas cards that I send out anyways. So I've got a piece of basic white cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I think I want to do the from our home to yours. So have yourself a merry little Christmas from our home to yours. I'm going to go with that. So let me just get this peeled up. I do use my stickers. I know a lot of people don't. I like to see the name. I didn't use the stickers back when we had the clear mount stamps. I didn't use the stickers because they didn't stick. I'm trying to get a block. Okay. This is how I mount them. But yeah, I like to have the image on there. It does take, you know, time to do it, but I like being able to see what I'm stamping. Let me bring back my scratch paper because I am going to use that again. And from the framed florets stamp set, I'm gonna stamp this little image. I'm gonna stamp that off on the inside, and we'll do that in polished pink. Stamp off, oops, didn't ink that up well. Stamp off. Hope this looks good. I think this should look good. Okay, and then Sentiment in Night of Navy on top. Just got something in my ink pad. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Let's see if I can get this out of my ink pad. Got it. All right, so now I'll just add this to the inside of my card. And I just love when a stamp set gives you something to work with for the outside and the inside. I love that. Okay, there we go. So that is the finished card. Have yourself a merry little Christmas from our home to yours. I love it. So, so pretty. I just love the versatility of this collection that you can make so many different types of cards using all the same product. That is just so awesome. Okay, so there's the finished card. And then of course I added an envelope. I put some designer paper from that Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. I thought that matched really well. And then I just stamped that same image that we put on the inside. I put that on my envelope front. And there you have it. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget you can find all of the measurements and supplies for today's project linked and listed down below in the video description and over on today's coordinating blog post, which is linked down below. If you missed my unboxing of this collection of products, I'll also link to that video down below as well. So thank you guys so, so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed, and stay tuned because I'll be back again very soon with another tutorial. Bye now.